Hey guys, we're gonna watch Home Alone to continue our string of Christmas commentaries. Now, before there were 4 or 5 Home Alone movies, there was only one, and it should have stayed that way. Or um,
Well, they could have left it at two,
they could have left it at two, but I mean, I think two. The problem with two is it really feels like it's Or we can get into this, but it really feels like it's replicating one.
and it really was. I mean,
I
that's
mean, yeah,
true.
that
That
they
was
were just
valid.
trying to copy the formula. But yeah. So we'll get into it. If you want to watch Home Alone along with us, just what you're going to want to do is bring your player to 00000. It's just right before the Fox 20th Century Fox logo. Hit play in 3, 2, 1. Dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun.
I will tell you, and maybe this goes back to what you were going to say or whatever about John Hughes, but I will say that the idea of a proper Home Alone 3 with Macaulay Culkin as the dad, that would be kind of interesting, I think.
Well, there was one where he was going to go. I think there was an actual idea where he was going to go after the robbers, like years later, grown up.
Like a vigilante.
Yeah, or something like that. Just like
That's
him getting
awesome.
revenge, like real revenge. I think it was something like that. I still want to see that movie. Put Macaulay Culkin in that movie now, and with Joe Pesci and I'm blanking on the other guy's name.
Daniel Stern.
Yeah, Daniel Stern. Uh, put
Here's what
put them together. That movie would be incredible.
here's what I want to know. Okay, how come with Macaulay Culkin, how he looks now in the modern day in his mid 30s? Um, how come nobody has cast that man as freaking Kurt Cobain in a movie yet?
That's true. Yeah.
Like honestly, that just seems to me. I mean, he's a little old. Kurt Cobain was 27 when Courtney Love murdered him. But
Oh,
but what?
just how you said that, like no, so nonchalantly.
It's true though. It's true.
We
You
don't need to
can't
get into that.
convince me. You can't. I've seen Soaked in Bleach.
I
Okay.
always thought Charlie Hunnam was a good would be a good Kurt Cobain, but that's more like
Charlie Hunnam would do a good job too. He'd have to lose a little bit of
yeah, I
muscle.
definitely see him more when like Sons of Anarchy was just starting out, like the 2008 era when he was skinnier and his hair
Right.
he just looked
But
different in the face a little bit.
but I think Macaulay Culkin could even pull it off. They'd have to make it soon because the man's almost 40. But I think he could pull it off.
Yeah, it's gonna be Macaulay Culkin's comeback.
Right.
Do you know in the original? I think the original script had Uncle Frank being behind the. Uncle Frank was behind like the robbers. Like he had, it was part of his plan.
Really.
Yes.
So like he orchestrated this whole thing to where like the family goes on vacation and then he robs the McAllisters.
Yeah, I can't remember like how deep it went, but I knew like he was working with the robbers, and it was gonna be revealed at the end.
See, now what I want to know is what the hell does Peter McAllister do to afford that house and afford a trip to Paris for his entire family?
Is he paying for it all by himself?
I mean, it comes off like he's paying for it all. I mean, Uncle Frank's a cheapskate.
That's
He
true.
wouldn't
Yeah.
even pay for the pizzas.
Yeah. It's like my brother will pay you. Like how much pizza
Yeah.
is that?
All I have is traveler's checks.
Oh, so difficult. I like how that's Macaulay Culkin's brother.
Yes, Fuller is Macaulay Culkin's real brother.
Yeah.
And
I always thought
one
he
of
would
the
have been a good Spider-Man.
one of the Pete's from the Adventures of Pete and Pete is one of the brothers.
And the girl, I think the girl from the Vanilla Ice movie, Cool as Ice, is one of the kids.
Oh, that might be true. Yep, there's Pete.
Couldn't even get little Pete a
Uh,
cameo.
Well, and then also Buzz, the older brother, he was the bully kid in Little Monsters. Um, he was a bully in a few like 80s kid
Yeah, he
movies.
was in Dennis Menace too.
What? I love Joe Pesci, and I don't care. I don't care if Joe Pesci is playing a Brooklyn lawyer or a gangster or a robber or I don't care lethal weapon. I don't care what he is. Like Joe Pesci is always great.
He won
I've
an
never
Oscar, didn't
seen
he, for Goodfellas?
do what?
He won an Oscar, right, for Goodfellas?
Probably. If not Goodfellas, then almost definitely Casino. But I could definitely see him winning Best Supporting Actor for either one of those movies.
Yeah, I think it was, yeah, it was Goodfellas. Where are they going? California?
No, they're going to Paris.
Oh, Paris. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you already saw it.
That's why the one little girl was freaking talking trash to Kevin in French.
Oh yeah, they go to Florida in the second one.
Oh yeah, that's probably true.
This is done. This whole story subplot is done really well.
It is. It is done, and
Like it's
it's
so forced with the pigeon lady in the second one, but here it's great.
it is. But yeah, here and everything works because there's an actual arc here,
Hmm.
for this old man, and he goes from what the kids perceive him as being, and then eventually you get to know who he really is.
Yeah.
And then spoiler alert, he even saves Kevin at the end. So yeah, there's a real arc here and some real development for a side character. But you're right, the pigeon lady was forced. And that's the problem with a lot of sequels is I mean, obviously the job of any sequel is to do the same thing but different. But
And also
that
still
I
as
don't think
good.
yeah, well, and that Home Alone 2 doesn't really do it different. It just does it in a different location.
Yeah. Like he's still
I
living it.
mean, to
He's
the
like
point
living it
where
up like he did at the house and
yeah, yeah, and to the point where, he even goes into an abandoned house to trap them, which I always thought it would have been more interesting if he'd have trapped them in the toy store and used the toy store to set up traps.
or the hotel if that would have been possible, but that would have been
Or the
harder.
hotel. The problem with the hotel is that there's just too many people around.
Yeah. Like they would have just gotten caught immediately.
This pizza driver, he was one of the nerds on Saved by the Bell.
Oh. Okay, that's cool.
I love that look. They're just like,
Yeah, they're doing the exact same thing. Okay, let's see. How many pizzas is that? One, two.
They say, I think it's like 10 pizzas or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like it.
The Mr. McAllister who lives here. I love the line where he's just like, of course, all kids, no parents.
I
Probably a
like
fancy
I like
birthday.
how it's the same pizza guy later.
Oh yeah, right.
Hmm.
Like he's the only guy that goes down that street
Yeah.
from that particular pizza place.
Like I got insane pizza delivery people from places, but that's just because I ordered a lot.
Yeah.
That's not that early.
That really is a dick move, though. Like, you know, your little brother only eats cheese pizza. Your parents ordered one special for him, and then you go and eat it all.
Yeah.
Like that's a dick move.
Yeah, Buzz isn't quick either though, because they ordered like a whole pizza, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Buzz just ate it all like that. How do you like your pizza, Will?
I
Classic
like
line.
a lot of different. I like a lot of different toppings.
Same.
Usually though, we just order pepperoni because that's all my kids like. But
Okay.
if it's just me, like if we go to Rapid Fire Pizza and I get my own pizza, I'll usually put sausage, bacon, onions, mushrooms, everything.
That sounds good. Yeah, I usually stay within like sausage, bacon, pepperoni, meat mainly. Do you like pineapple and ham?
No,
Pizza?
no. Pineapple pizza is not of God.
That
okay?
is pineapple pizza is great.
No.
Where's the vanilla ice girl? His whole family just fucking turns on him.
Well, and I love how Buzz is one of them that's standing there staring at him, and it's like, you started it, you fat fuck. And still nobody's paid the pizza man.
She knew exactly what it was.
Well, her husband told her.
Oh, okay, I didn't hear that.
And she was like, that much for pizza? He's like, yeah, 10 pizzas times $12. Which for the late 80s, I guess $130 for pizza probably was a lot.
Yeah. That's a lot for pizza now.
Yeah. I read when I was, I don't know, 5th grade, 6th grade, something like that. Not when this movie was brand new, but only a year or so after it had come out. I read the junior like novelization of Home Alone, like the Scholastic book version.
Yeah.
And later on, when Kevin sees the Joe Pesci and notices the gold tooth, after he stole the toothbrush like accidentally, like it talks about in the book that he remembers him being a cop, and that's why he got scared. Like, when you're just watching the movie, you're like, well, why would he automatically get scared if he thinks that that's a cop, you know?
Yeah.
But, so yeah, the book actually went the extra mile to explain why he was a little startled there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I love how she just, like, stands there and talks to him all calm. If I'd have said that kind of shit to my mom, they would have been freaking, like, not even like the rest of the family. I'm talking about, like, the CSI would have been pulling me out of the fucking wall. Fucking Grissom would have been cleaning up my remains.
That's pretty pimp. That's pretty pimp, or attic.
Yeah.
Wish my attic would look out.
Pull out couch and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, that's got to be better than his own bedroom. He's living like a king up there.
Yeah.
When I was little, this bit right here with the wind and then the Santa face that blows over the door or whatever, this used to like just creep the shit out of me.
Wait, he was alone up there, right? He was supposed to share with Fuller, right, in his bedroom?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. He was supposed to share with Fuller, but he said, I don't want to sleep with Fuller because Fuller wets the bed.
That was just Macaulay Culkin ad-libbing. Oh, okay, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I mean, this is good storytelling right here.
Yeah, it's not just like they sleep through all their alarms.
Yeah, they don't just oversleep. They oversleep because the power went out. Makes perfect sense. Which did John Hughes write this movie?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, because I know Chris Columbus directed
Yeah,
it.
John Hughes definitely. Yeah, John Hughes definitely wrote it. Yeah, I was thinking he directed it too, but that's Chris.
Yeah, no, Chris Columbus directed it. I know that. I just wasn't sure because, like, it's kind of odd because John Hughes usually writes and directs his own movies, and Chris Columbus usually writes and directs his own movies. So
Do you
it's
know
kind
there's
of
a
weird
reason
to
John Hughes didn't direct this?
do what?
Do you know if there's a reason John Hughes didn't direct this?
Why? Why is that?
No, I mean I was asking you.
Oh, are you asking? No, I don't know.
It seemed like this would be something he'd direct. Did.
Yeah. I mean, but this also seems like a Chris Columbus movie too. So
Yeah. What did Chris? Because I know Christopher Columbus from Harry Potter, but what did he do besides that in this?
I mean, I'd have to Google it. I know he did. I mean, he did a lot of like family movies in this vein. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. He did, which even though
Okay.
that's rated R because of the one scene where Steve Martin cusses out the rent-a-car lady, that's still a very family movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, he did Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and a few other movies along that same
That's one of
line.
the movies people watch every Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and Christmas. A surprising number of people think of it as a Christmas movie.
That's interesting.
I think it's the snow, to be honest. The snow and the holiday
Yeah.
atmosphere of it. But yeah, it's definitely a Thanksgiving movie.
Okay, that's the girl from Cool as Ice.
From what?
The Vanilla Ice movie I was talking about.
Oh, okay, yeah. I've never even seen that movie. Like,
Nostalgia Critic did a review of it. It's pretty.
is Vanilla Ice in it, or is it about Vanilla Ice?
It's a. I think I don't know if he. I can't remember if he plays himself, but he's in it.
Okay,
But he plays like a musician, like himself, if not himself.
okay. I love the use of like more modern Christmas music in this movie, like Chuck Berry and um, "Rocking Around the Christmas Tree."
Yeah, it definitely fits more than if they went more
Yeah,
classic.
Jingle Bell Rock. As I'm sorry, as a parent, it still boggles my mind how you leave without one of your children.
Yeah, because you think like even though Heather counted the right amount of heads,
Yeah, because the neighbor kid, yeah.
yeah, because he would still be like, "Where's Kevin? Why isn't Kevin
Right,
annoying
like I
us?
have not seen this kid the whole time since we left the house.
He's been really quiet."
I love how he's just there putting it all together, like,
Yeah,
where is everybody?
it's like we're. That's a great cut.
Yeah, see, look, he's stealing the silverware from the airplane. There is no way Uncle Frank paid for him and his family to go on this trip.
I like how all the adults were like, "Kids, you're going to cuz. We're going to first class."
Right.
Yeah, he must be
Right, and
raking it in.
Yeah, and she's all like, "Do you feel bad with us in first class and the kids are in coach?" And he's like, "No." When I was a kid, I didn't fly coach. I flew in, my mom's station wagon. And we didn't go to Paris. We went to Aunt Esther's.
Macaulay Culkin got nominated for a Golden Globe for this movie.
Did he?
Yeah.
This wasn't his first movie. Uncle Buck was before this, and I don't know if he did anything before Uncle Buck. But Uncle Buck was a Chris Columbus movie, or was that John Hughes? It was one of the two.
I can check it out. I can look it up.
But yeah, he was in Uncle Buck, but this was the movie that really made him a household name.
Yeah. Uncle Buck. John Hughes.
John Hughes, okay.
Oh yeah, that was John Candy, who's also in this movie.
Yes, John Candy has a cameo in this movie. Cameo-ish. I mean, it's an extended cameo, I guess.
Just comes very late in the movie.
Yeah.
Now he gets it. Oh, no, he doesn't.
No, he sits down and he puts it together. He's like, "I made my family disappear." Which I love how, obviously Kevin's made out to be the hero of this movie. But in all honesty, I mean, he's a little prick.
Yeah.
I mean, his older brothers and sisters were mean to him too, but it's like he was kind
he didn't help the situation.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look up some trivia because I remember it being pretty interesting what I read about it before. Joe Pesci deliberately avoided Macaulay Culkin on set because he wanted Culkin to think he was mean.
Actors do that a lot, especially around kids. Like the
method acting.
Did you ever see the movie the Monster Squad?
The Monster Squad?
Yeah.
Yeah. You mean the one with the monsters?
Yeah.
Okay. I was making sure. I thought at first I heard Monster Squad, so I wasn't sure. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
The actor that played Frankenstein, Frankenstein's monster in that movie, he avoided the kids, and he was, when he had to interact with them, was really mean to them. That way they would be afraid of him. Even though in that movie Frankenstein was a nice monster, like the kids were still supposed to be kind of around him.
Yeah.
So that was one thing. I really appreciate when directors do stuff like that to get realism. And it's not, I don't appreciate it because of the realism. I appreciate it because it's like, you're kind of being an asshole and I can get behind that. Like Children of the Corn, okay? There's the scene where they hit that kid crossing the freeway at the beginning of the movie, and they cover him with a sheet. And then there's a scene where Linda Hamilton is having like a waking dream where she goes over to check out the body, but you don't know, it's a dream until after the jump scare. But when she goes to pull back the sheet and the kid jumps up and grabs her arm, like that was supposed to be a dummy. The director on the slide put the real kid under there.
Oh my god.
And told him to grab her arm.
That is horrifying.
Yeah, I know. But I love that kind of stuff because it's like, damn, if
Yeah,
I
it's like
was
what
a
they did
filmmaker,
on Blair Witch Project.
if I was a filmmaker, I'd be torturing my actors.
People be at the
I love
premiere
how
be
it
like,
doesn't
"How
even
was
put
the
the ice
shooting process?" Absolutely horrible.
right. That director is such a prick.
Yeah, but the movie turned out pretty good.
Oh my god, could you imagine me as the director and then freaking hiring Jared Leto in the movie? Like, that would just be ridiculous.
Yeah. Catherine O'Hara revealed in 2014 that Macaulay Culkin still calls her mom.
Really?
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's
The picture Kevin finds of Buzz's girlfriend was a picture of a boy made up to look like a girl. Director Christopher Columbus thought would be too cruel to make fun of a girl like that. The boy that was used in the photo was the art director's son.
Could you imagine though being that kid and now you're like forever known as the ugly girl from Home Alone?
Put that on your resume. And it says you and
Right?
her were the oh.
We forgot something and I don't know what it is. Well, maybe it was your fucking 8-year-old little bastard.
Yeah, you left your brain at home too. John Candy improvised all his lines.
That doesn't surprise me. John Candy's a funny guy.
Yeah. Classic moment right there. Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern felt indifferent about the movie's potential during shooting, so they intentionally gave over-the-top performances, neither one of them believing the film would be a massive success.
But it works though.
Yeah, it
And
totally works.
you can't tell me that that Joe Pesci was like being over the top because he didn't take this movie. He's over the top in every movie. That's just who Joe Pesci is.
But it's still like threatening for a kid.
Right.
During rehearsal,
But it's not like Joe Pesci hamming it up as anything new.
Yeah. During rehearsal for the scene where Harry attempts to bite off Kevin's finger, Joe Pesci actually bit Macaulay Culkin, leaving a small scar. Jesus Christ.
I think I knew that.
This movie's hardcore.
I think I heard that in the commentary.
Jared Leto, eat your heart out.
Another really hardcore thing that Daniel Stern was talking about, not in the commentary, but in like a retrospective on the like Blu-ray or whatever to this movie. The tarantula that was crawling on his face, apparently originally they were going to use an animatronic tarantula, but they didn't like the way it moved. So Chris Columbus was like, we'll just use the real tarantula. And then Daniel Stern was like, but what if it bites me? And then like Chris Columbus was like, yeah, you'll be all right, just don't move. And he was like, well, are you going to take the venom sacs out of the tarantula? Or are you going to like, devenom it? And then, no, we can't do that because if you devenom a tarantula, it will die. And Daniel Stern's like, right, but if you don't devenom it and it bites me, I will die.
Could you imagine if they had to like suck the poison out of Daniel Stern on the set of Home Alone?
like in City Slickers?
Yeah.
Which was also Daniel Stern.
Poor Daniel Stern. Macaulay Culkin's stunt double was a very short 30-year-old man.
Really?
I feel like I believe this all to be true, but I feel like it sounds
honestly,
like most of it is like
I believe that. I believe that because there are shots where he looks more like a midget than a little kid.
Well, we'll have to look for them.
Yeah.
Mr. Grinch. Oh, crossover with the commentaries.
Right?
It's all connected.
The Till the Last Credit commentary universe.
Yes. The ornaments on which Marv steps were actual candy. Actually
Yeah,
candy.
I knew that.
The concept for this...
They actually did set Joe Pesci's head on fire.
Oh my god. The concept for this movie originated during the filming of a scene in Uncle Buck, in which Macaulay Culkin plays a character who interrogates a would-be sitter through the letter opening in the front door. Look more later. It is a really dumb... Like, I know that's the point, like, so I'm not knocking the movie, but, like, in actuality, that they are the wet bandits and they leave a calling card. Like...
Well, but that's the point, though, because Marv's an idiot.
Yeah, I know that's the point. I just find it funny that they would...
Yeah, and Harry keeps telling him through the whole movie, don't do that. Why are you going to do that? And then it pays off at the end when the cop is like, now we know each and every house that you hit, and Joe Pesci's just like, you fucking moron!
I think that that's a thing that does work in the second one, where they're the sticky bandits, because it seems so like, of course they would do something like that.
Right.
Like, but also it's like also similar without being forced.
Yeah, and that's one of the few things that's not forced in the second movie, unfortunately. Like,
Yeah,
the jokes are still funny, and it still gives you that warm-hearted Christmas feeling. And it's a fun, enjoyable movie. So you do give it a pass for a lot of things, but yeah, a lot of the stuff in the second one was forced.
yeah.
I mean, like you pointed out, the pigeon lady, and then the vacant house that's just so convenient for him to set traps in. The fact that this is in Chicago. Are you telling me Kevin goes to New York and the freaking criminals go to New York the same weekend?
Yeah, that I never even thought about
a
that.
lot
Oh
of
my god.
Like, it would make a lot more sense if it was Chicago again.
Yeah.
But like I said, you let it get away with stuff because it's just an enjoyable movie.
Yeah, and it's a Christmas movie, so you're easier on it automatically.
And yeah, I mean that's true. A lot of Christmas movies have real problems.
Do you like the Polar Express? Have you seen that?
I've never seen the Polar Express.
It's one of those, like, it's sort of forced with, like, trying to be, like, a Christmas classic. Nostalgia Critic really hit the nail on the head on that one.
So, like, it's, like, intentionally trying to be, like, that classic Christmas movie?
Yeah, like, there's, like, oh, let's have a song here because Christmas movies have a song here. And stuff like that. Some of it works, but not all of it.
I love this, like, well, I mean, this is funny when they tag team her back and forth. But, like, you left your 8-year-old child at home. You left not just the country, but the continent, okay?
Not just the no, you mean not just the continent, but the country.
Right. And, like, you're really expecting not to have an interview with Children's Services when you get home?
I like that this is a movie, like, that's what I think works about. I mean, a lot of Christmas movies do it, but, like, it doesn't need to be set at Christmas, but it's really nice. It makes it really nice that it is.
I mean, it doesn't need to be set at Christmas, but Christmas is the perfect excuse to have the whole family leave the country.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, but
not
it could
an issue, but just, like, I think a cool thing about it.
It could easily just be like how I spent my summer vacation.
Yeah. How I spent my summer vacation. I was left by my entire family.
I love when the cops like tell them to count their kids again. The house is locked. There's nobody here.
Why are the lights on?
They have automatic timers
Oh, okay.
to scare away the burglars.
Yeah. As soon as I was asking the question, I was like, yeah, automatic timers. So they're in Paris now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, they didn't get the entire airplane to just turn around and go back.
Well, I thought they said they had to make a connecting flight, but I couldn't remember.
Oh, maybe. But yeah, no, they're
But
in
the
Paris.
woman's French, so.
Yeah.
Okay, that's they. I guess they're not paying to stay somewhere.
No. Peter's brother lives in Paris. That's why they went there. They went there to go like visit family. Yeah. This is still an expensive fucking trip, even without hotel accommodations, though.
Airfare.
I'm telling you, Peter McAllister has got to be like the heroin dealer for all of Hollywood.
Yeah.
Heroin dealer to the stars.
Yeah, Home Alone 3 is Macaulay Culkin breaking his dad out of federal prison. Or like embezzlement or something.
In reality, that aftershave shouldn't burn him unless he actually just got done shaving his face.
What is the point of aftershave, though?
It makes your skin smooth.
Oh, okay.
And it also burns the fuck out of your face because even if you're not bleeding, you have little micro cuts all over your face, which is why the aftershave burns, because the damn thing's like 60% alcohol.
Yeah.
I mean, to hell with the burglars. It's a miracle this kid didn't kill himself being stupid.
Yeah. Alternate ending, they come home and they find his dead body.
His little 8-year-old body crushed under a bookcase.
Buzz is like... Nice foreshadowing.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, this movie is a lot like Don't Breathe, which set every little thing up beautifully.
That's very true.
You know, this movie does the same thing. Like nothing that happens do you ever think, well, how did that happen? Or why did that happen? Like, everything in this movie makes perfect sense because it was all set up before.
Now we got to see a Home Alone Don't Breathe crossover.
Yeah. Macaulay Culkin breaking into Stephen Lang's house.
Yeah. It's like Saw, and it turns out Macaulay Culkin's been working with the wet sticky bandits the entire time.
Right.
What are you about to say?
That's one of those movies, Don't Breathe. That's one of those movies that when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, this movie is breathtaking. This is one of the most beautifully crafted movies I've ever seen in my life. And I've never, ever, ever had a desire to see it again.
Did you buy it?
No, I didn't. I have never seen it since. I thought about buying it, but I was like, yeah. It's just, that's one of those movies that it's like, if you watch it again, it'll kind of ruin the experience you had the first time.
I feel like that with, I mean, I think it's a much better movie than Don't Breathe, but I feel the same way with Get Out.
Yeah, I didn't buy that one either for the same reason. Like there are some movies that, as beautiful and as wonderful as they are, they just don't. They're too good to rewatch.
Yeah.
That's
I love how serious they are about the subject. Who was it?
That's one of the good things about, at least that I thought about the Justice League movie, was that it's not bad enough that like you want to gouge your eyes out when you watch it, but it's also a very simple, cut and dry, in and out movie, so it has rewatchability. Like I could definitely see
Like
myself
it's easy to get through.
Yeah. Like I could definitely see myself watching Justice League multiple times. And never getting anything out of it other than, yeah, I got to see some people in tights punch some other people in tights. Yeah, oh, I'm right in the middle of writing a ticket, but I'm going to chase down this kid for a toothbrush.
Yeah. Like, what's worth more? I feel like they cut this scene down a lot on TV, but I don't remember.
It might be. I mean, they do cut a lot of stuff out for TV.
So defeated.
Right. I'm a criminal.
They got his toothbrush. It's sad. Every time he brushes his teeth, he's going to look into that toothbrush and he's like, oh God, what have I done?
Right. I robbed the Salvation Army. like that's kind of how he's like beating himself up, you know? I love how he's just so proud of himself because he turned the faucets on.
Yeah. I mean, that's when, like, they want you to know it's them, though.
Right.
Like the Joker.
Yeah, he's like, all the great ones leave their mark. Yeah, in comic books.
That shot is so perfect.
It is. It really is. Santa don't visit the funeral homes, little buddy.
Oh, yeah.
I love how they're just like, let's follow him and see where he goes. Oh, yeah, we're not being conspicuous at all.
Yeah. Let's look at some more trivia.
He's literally whistling, like, oh, we're not doing anything.
A deleted scene has a shot of Marv and Harry singing their own demented version of Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Why would you cut that? Leave that
exactly.
in.
Sounds terrifying.
Hiding in the nativity scene.
The last scene is filmed was the one in which Kevin is running through the water-filled basement. It was filmed at the local high school swimming pool. That's interesting.
So like they built a set of a basement inside of a swimming pool?
Yeah, sounds like it.
That's kind of odd.
Yeah.
Like, this is pretty genius, this whole setup here.
Yeah.
Like, everything that Kevin did in this movie is just absolutely brilliant. Like Kevin grows up to be like a NASA engineer. He's got to. Like, this kid grows up and builds gadgets for the CIA. I mean, he's literally puppeteering an entire party.
Robert De Niro turned down the role of Harry.
As interesting as that would have been, I'm glad it went to Joe Pesci.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure De Niro would have done a great job, but I'm sure Pacino would have done a great job, but they're not Joe Pesci.
What's the uncle's name? Uncle Frank?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to try and find that. What I was telling you earlier.
Jimmy Stewart yelling in freaking French.
God, what a...
Like, literally nobody in the family gives a shit except the mom and dad. Like, the mom is sick to her stomach, waiting at the airport for another flight. The dad's trying to freaking get shit done, and everybody else is just like, yeah,
Oh, yeah, Uncle Frank's just raiding his brother's...
fridge.
Yeah. Uncle Frank,
Well, yeah, they even say, like, oh, don't eat those. Those are for the party. He's like, yeah, fuck you. I'm eating them. I guess this sister is worried for him, but...
Yeah, I guess there's not, like, anything she can really do.
He hits that stupid jockey, like, every time.
Maybe that was just a theory that people come up with.
Yeah.
I thought that was an actual idea, but can't find it now. Doesn't notice how nothing's being shot through.
Right. Right. No windows are breaking or anything. I think when he does that to Harry and Marv though with the firecrackers, that was pretty brilliant.
Yeah, that'd been
At
funny
least
if he.
they could smell the gunpowder and stuff.
That would have been funny if he hit the jockey when he was leaving.
Yeah, right.
Dangling one.
Yeah, right.
She's like, I don't have kids.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, hopefully they can find a hotel room. Some year.
Oh yeah, the couple that's supposed to be leaving.
Yeah. Like all the hotels are booked. Oh, fuck. 1, 2. How many kids do they have? 6 by themselves.
Probably. And not all the kids are theirs, but I think probably at least half of them are.
But I just had the photo. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I didn't count the kids. But I know some of them are Uncle Frank's kids.
Yeah, I think Fuller and the girl are. I want to say.
that towel is just really, really big, tied around his waist.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous.
Gonna do the same thing. I don't think that scene worked as well the third time of him screaming.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like Kim Basinger in the first Batman movie. It's like she screams so much that it gets annoying. It's like, damn, shut up. Like every time she turns around, it's like, shut up.
God, people really don't learn to mind their own business in this town.
Right?
If he pays, he pays.
I mean, it's just an 8-year-old kid doing the family grocery shopping for a week.
You're buying Tide.
Yeah, right, yeah. I love how he's just like having a conversation with the cashier.
Yeah.
For the kids, yeah.
Somebody lock this kid up.
He's got coupons and shit.
Yeah, got a lot of time on his hands.
Yeah. Going through the Sunday paper. That for some reason his parents didn't cancel when they were going out of the country. My mom's in the car. All right, mind your own business.
I mean, we've learned Peter McAllister's like rolling in it, so he doesn't need to worry about kind of stuff. Oh, I forgot what. She should have double bagged him.
I love that look on his face.
He's like seriously?
Oh. Yeah, right. Like he was just so proud of himself, and then it just all went out the window.
Do you know if Macaulay Culkin didn't want to do a Home Alone 3, or they just didn't want to do it with him?
I think by the time they got around to Home Alone 3, which was like 96, 97, I mean,
Yeah.
he would have been too old. Like, at that point, you have to make the kid, like, legitimately retarded.
Yeah, either go a different direction. Like, you can't just do the same thing.
Right. Like, Kevin was in a car accident and had severe brain damage. Oh,
God.
we forgot him at home again.
That is terrifying. Good, he's got that on quick access.
Yeah. I love how Marv runs back and is telling Harry, somebody beat us to the job. And I heard this guy and this
They massacred
guy.
this whole family.
Yeah. And Harry's just like, I don't know nobody named that. Really? Because you know every other fucking criminal in the city of Chicago, right?
Yeah. No good teaser off my property.
That's a lot of firecrackers.
Oh my God.
Now, you know that gangster movie's not real, right?
Yeah.
Like, they filmed that just for this?
I thought it was for the longest time, but...
Yeah.
I just thought it was kind of stupid, though. Like before I knew it was something they... Well, actually, no. Actually, never mind. Because I was thinking, like, okay, it's still a movie in this universe.
Yeah.
Even though it's not an actual movie in in our universe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's gonna walk out with his Tommy gun in the middle of the day.
Right.
Like, I will stand in the middle of the hall.
Excuse me, ma'am. I need to take the people that are actually going to get to travel today.
Yeah.
I need to help them.
People actually paid.
Yeah. I mean, she's going to pay. She has the means to pay. They just don't have any seats for her. This is fucking Christmas.
I love John Candy.
Yeah.
I always got John Candy and Chris Farley mixed up.
I never got them mixed up. I mean,
I knew one from the other, but I would think like, Chris Farley, he was in Home Alone.
Yeah. Well, like when Chris Farley was starting to get big, people were actually calling him like the next John Candy. So I mean, there definitely was that like comparison.
Did John Candy die from an overdose too? Or
no, John Candy just died from being really fat. He had a heart attack.
Oh, okay.
Because I mean, as big as he's always been, near the end he was huge. And yeah, he got to be too big that his heart couldn't just take it anymore. So
She's like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
I actually have John Candy's last movie on DVD.
That's cool.
Wagons East. It's funny.
Did he finish that one, right?
No, he died filming that one.
Okay.
They had to use a body double for a lot of it.
So like what they did with The Crow.
Yeah, kinda. They also, I don't know if they did it with Wagons East, but I know with The Crow they also had to use some takes that they probably would have done reshoots on later on in the movie, but obviously couldn't. So,
I mean, yeah, it all turned out seamlessly.
which that entire thing, well, yeah, The Crow is, I mean, it's a great movie, but that entire Brandon Lee thing is just like, if you actually look into the chain of events that led to him accidentally being shot on set, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like all of the things that had to like go right, go wrong, however you want to look at it, for that exact accident to happen.
I thought it wasn't. It was just like people not checking all the bullets, right?
Well, I mean, that's part of it, but no, what had happened was for the pawn shop scene, the one of the prop guys went out and bought some like real bullets.
Yeah.
And had them sitting in the pawn shop. And the prop master was like, "What are you doing? We shoot guns in this movie. Get these real bullets out of here. I don't want them on the set." So they got rid of them, and then somebody had the bright idea to turn the real bullets into blanks. So they pulled the bullet out of the casing and emptied the gunpowder.
Yeah.
Okay, but the bullets still had the primer. They didn't shoot off the primer. So what had happened was, in firing one of the dummy rounds that was made from the real bullets, the bullet came out just enough to get lodged in the barrel of the gun, and nobody knew that bullet was in there. And then later on, when a blank was put in, which has the gunpowder and no bullet, basically the gunpowder from the blank fired the bullet that was lodged in the barrel, killed him.
Oh, okay, I remember. I was watching like something or some video.
Yeah, like I saw it in some like documentary or whatever too, and it's just crazy, like all the different exact things that had to happen for that to happen.
Yeah, I just don't see the point in doing a
Crow remake.
Yeah, like enough. Like I get in some ways, but like I don't think there's enough to warrant it completely.
I'm fine with a new Crow movie. Just why does it have to be about Eric Draven? You know, the Crow is one of the few comic book characters that is never the same character from story to story, even in the comic books.
Yeah, just do it like you could do like a female Crow. That'd be cool. Like they were gonna do that. At one point.
They have one in there. There's a comic book with a lady Crow.
Oh, okay. Because I know for the sequel, the original sequel, David S. Goyer wanted it to be about Sarah becoming the Crow.
Really?
Yeah, which I like that.
Which that's one of those franchises that for me, like the even number ones are good and the odd number ones are good and the even number ones are garbage. Like I never liked the Crow City of Angels. I just didn't. It's the shortest movie out of the four, but it feels like the longest. That movie just drags. But I like The Crow Salvation. I thought it was really good. You know, a lot of people don't care for it, but I liked it. And then there's the one with Edward Furlong, and that's just trash. That's just terrible.
Are they all still on Netflix?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. That's Santa Claus. He was the cook in Down Periscope.
Oh. I like the idea of Santa, like it's The idea of believing Santa Claus in this movie, it's like there's a real Santa Claus, but I get how he has helpers.
Right, yeah. Yeah, because Kevin's like, I know you're not the real Santa Claus, but I was thinking since you work for him, maybe you could give him a message.
It's like an elf, like, yeah, you think Santa should have told Buddy that there are other Santa Clauses?
Right.
But I mean, classic scene. So.
Which I'm not a big Will Ferrell fan, but I love Elf. Elf is a good movie.
I think Elf works as well as it does because of Will Ferrell.
And that's probably true. And it's not that like I think Will Ferrell's necessarily a bad actor or not funny.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't tend to like the movies that he takes.
Oh, okay. Like, yeah, I think Elf's a good. I think Elf is a really good movie outside of like Will Ferrell, but I think like he's like a glue that brings it all together.
And like I really like A Night at the Roxbury, obviously, but I really like Elf, and I really like Stranger Than Fiction. And Stranger Than Fiction, that's another one that like that works because of how Will Ferrell plays that character.
Yeah. I like when comedic actors get more serious.
Yeah.
That pose that he was doing, like, right looking outside.
He's very funny and very Will Ferrell in that movie, but yeah, it is more of a.
But he's not just doing, like, stupid jokes. Comedy.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Jon Favreau do another Christmas movie.
Another Christmas movie? What else did he do?
He did Elf.
Oh, that was a Jon Favreau movie?
Yeah. He was the doctor, too.
Okay. Yeah, but see, like, that doesn't really mean anything because Jon Favreau is an actor. I mean, he's in a gobs of movies that he didn't direct, so.
Oh, yeah, I know. I was just, if you didn't know he was in it, too.
Yeah. I just didn't know he directed it. That doesn't really seem like a Jon Favreau movie, but
yeah,
I guess
it doesn't. But
I was very happy that that Jon Favreau didn't completely exit the Marvel universe when he stopped directing Iron Man movies, because I really enjoy that character, Happy Hogan. I really like him, especially in Spider-Man. He was great in Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think he's still an executive producer on Infinity War 2.
Oh, that might be true.
Because he was before he left Iron Man 3.
Yeah. Why did he do that?
What do you mean? Why did he leave?
Yeah.
I think just creative differences.
Okay, because I know...
Because Iron Man 2 was very, like, studio involved. So maybe, like, Joss Whedon with Age of Ultron.
Yeah, well, I know at one point he was lobbying. I know at one point he was lobbying to be able to direct the Avengers, and being that he basically started the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I could see him like feeling entitled to that movie.
Yeah.
So I just wasn't sure if it like had anything to do with that or what.
They're like, well, yeah, we don't want you directing Infinity War, so no more Marvel movies for you. Yeah, I think he would have been. It'd be cool. It would have been cool to see him do an Avengers movie.
Well, and it was kind of amazing that they actually gave it to Joss Whedon, because at the time, Joss Whedon had only directed one movie, and that was the Firefly movie.
I think he did like an animated movie too.
That might be true.
But yeah, it was very like a fanboy-driven choice that they just went with.
Yeah. This actor, this old man, Roberts Blossom, he does the creepy old man part really well. He does it in a lot of movies. Like he was the guy that sold Carrie to the kid in the movie, or Christine to the kid in the movie Christine. Sold the car to the kid. He was that old man.
Oh, okay.
He's been
Look
in a few
familiar.
movies where he's just like the scary old guy.
It's good that they like switched it around on this. Like, oh, you think he's gonna be creepy, but he's not.
Yeah. And like I really love this scene because you actually get like I mean he's just a person. You get to see his human side and as Kevin does too, and
Yeah, and they build it up a point enough to where like he could still. You're not sure what side he's on, but it's also like he's also not too much.
right.
I wouldn't say that. I like how this throws everything. This scene throws everything into perspective for Kevin.
Right.
How do you know?
Yeah, I mean, this movie is cheesy and it's a kids movie, but I don't care what anybody says. This is a classic.
Yeah.
This movie will be watched at Christmas time for generations to come. I mean, it's already a generation old movie, so
Yeah, they show it on TV all the time.
yeah.
Christmas. They've shown them in May too. I've noticed.
In May?
Yeah, just the summer or just
That's weird.
all the time in generally. Yeah, I remember turning it on. Like I think it was CMT one time. I think they showed Elf in like September as well.
That's weird. It's sacrilegious to show Christmas movies outside of the Christmas season.
Yeah, like Halloween, you get away with it because like okay, they can work outside of more so.
Plus most quote unquote Halloween movies are just horror movies. They're not
Yeah,
really
that too.
Halloween specific. But it's like I'm a huge fan of the Beach Boys, okay? And I feel wrong listening to the Beach Boys in the wintertime. If you're gonna listen to the Beach Boys, goddamn it, the sun better be out.
And you got to be at the beach.
No, you don't have to be at the beach.
Yeah, I
I
know, I
live
was
in
joking.
Ohio. If I lived by that rule, I'd never get to listen to the Beach Boys. But definitely, it's got to be in the summertime.
Old Man
Macaulay
Marley
Culkin-
was not in the original screenplay. That's really interesting.
Really? They probably just needed somebody for Kevin to relate to.
Yeah.
Because there's no humanity in this movie without him. I mean, there is with the parent side, but not with Kevin. There's nobody for Kevin to bond with in this movie.
Yeah. I always like this rendition of or this Christmas song. It's very like it works in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like it's suspenseful, but it's still festive, and I mean, this movie has a really good score.
Yeah.
Who did the music for this movie, Miller?
John Williams.
Oh, this was John Williams?
Yeah, I thought it was before they said it at the beginning of in the opening credits. I thought it was Jerry Goldsmith for some reason.
Yeah, I feel like this sounds very Jerry Goldsmith or very Alexander Courage, but okay. I mean, I can totally see John Williams because, like I said, it is a brilliant score. So
He works quick.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, I was just about to say that. Like, he's putting real work into this. Like, I mean, because a lot of this stuff isn't easy. Like, this probably took him all night. Well, it should have taken him all night, but like, he has it done before dinner time.
Yeah, that's a good way to time it, is him taking it out of the microwave.
I got my trap set. Now I'm going to have my Christmas TV dinner.
Just watch what happens.
Catch me some burglars.
They're very adamant about getting into this house.
Well, I think Joe Pesci says at the beginning of the movie that like this is like the richest house on the block. So
Okay. Yeah. Peter McKellar.
that's what happens when you're the heroin dealer to all of Hollywood. You're Charlie Sheen's hookup.
Oh, fuck, my dinner got interrupted.
Can you come back in 20 minutes?
Already.
Trying to eat this microwave turkey. Like, when you think of some of the stuff he really does to them, like, this is brutal.
Yeah,
Like, he shoots Marv in the face.
Like, what does Kevin grow up to be?
I'm telling you, he grows up to be Q for the CIA.
Yeah, they're like, we want him on our side. We can't trust him otherwise.
Oh, yeah, he shoots Joe Pesci in the balls, too. I forgot about that.
Joe Pesci's like so confident that he gets shot.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm very curious as to how they would have played it if they were taking the movie seriously.
Hi.
Oh.
Yeah, like he shot Marv in the face.
Yeah, Marv always gets hits in the face in these movies. I was at Best Buy the other day, and I saw the Home Alone 5 movie pack, and I'm like, I don't know if it's worth getting when there's more bad movies than good.
Yeah, I've seen that at Walmart too. I was thinking about getting that for my kids because we already have the first two Home Alone movies, but my kids really like them.
I had the first one.
And it's only like I think like $12 or $13. So I
Yeah,
mean
it's
it's
not
not
much.
like for 5 movies it's not out of line, you know. It's a good price. But at the same time I'm like you, I'm like, well, I already own the good ones. Why do I want to buy this?
So remind yourself how much you like the good ones.
Which plus later on in the movies they start like Home Alone 3 is about a completely different kid
Yeah.
and a completely different family, but then like at some point they go back to Kevin just with a different actor and like
Oh, they do?
Yeah, like
Oh,
in one
I
of
didn't even
them
know
like
that.
French Stewart plays Harry.
Who does?
French Stewart?
Oh. I have no. I thought they were all different kids after too.
Yeah, no, like they Home Alone 3 goes back to or Home Alone 3 is a different kid. Then Home Alone Taking Back the House goes back to Kevin, and then I don't know what Home Alone the Holiday Heist is about. I've never seen that one.
Yeah, that's like 2007. Once you like Just the thought of watching that movie makes my skin crawl.
Is it even that old? I thought it was like 2013 or 14.
Maybe I'm thinking of Dennis the Menace Christmas.
I have that movie. That's not very good.
Yeah, I saw it playing on 25 Days of Christmas, and I'm like, I'm good.
Dennis the Menace is a great movie. The one with Walter Matthau is great. And then Dennis the Menace Strikes Again is okay. It's pretty good. It's all right. And yeah, Dennis the Menace Christmas is just terrible.
Yeah, it is 2012, yeah. The holiday heist.
Yeah.
God, this is terrible.
And I mean, to be honest, it's ridiculous that they've gotten to 5 of these, because like there's only so much you can do with the concept, which is why the second one isn't that great, you know? I mean, that's why the second one pretty much just repeats. There's not a whole lot you can do with the concept.
God. Oh. So it penetrated him, right?
Yes.
Okay. Wasn't sure if it just grazed him, and he's like, oh, fuck. Yeah, of course it penetrated him. Oh my God.
Like right there, his head is really on fire right there.
What did they put to like protect him?
Well, they have like this gel that
oh yeah,
like,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Flammable, but it protects your body. They did the same thing in the Spawn movie. They really set Michael Jai White on fire too. In fact, when that girl that works with Martin Sheen, when she's hosing him down with the quote unquote gasoline, she's actually hosing him down with the protective gel that they use. They put that stuff in the gun that she's using, and she's hosing him down with it. And yeah, then they just lit his dumbass on fire. And I mean,
it looks like the Star Trek logo on Marv's face.
Yeah, it's an iron.
You really think you're gonna beat him at this point?
Right. I love that look. He's just like, really?
Marv's like, I got this. Oh, fuck. Ooh. This movie's so brutal.
Why the hell are you dressed like a chicken?
Why did he take his shoes off?
The tar on the steps. His shoes and his socks got stuck to the steps.
Oh, yeah, right.
That's how the nail thing worked. The only time that falling onto somebody else's chest actually was funny.
Jesus Christ.
Right.
My name's Murphy. Can you imagine if Kevin's mom just came home right now? Like, what the fuck?
Right. And he's about to put a real live tarantula on Daniel Stern's face.
Genuine reaction.
Well, and he even said, not only do I have to have this tarantula on my face, I have to scream with this tarantula on my face, and I'm gonna scare it, and it's gonna bite me, and I'm gonna die.
Dun, dun. Gotta get those magical moments in.
Right. Did you ever do that when you were a kid? Build a zip line between trees and go down it on like the bicycle handlebars?
Absolutely not.
I did. That's fun. That's good fun right there.
I didn't really have any areas where I could do that.
I didn't do it in my own backyard, but a friend of mine had a tree house and then a bunch of trees in his backyard, and we built the zip line in his backyard.
That's cool.
And we used one of those. We used the bike where the handlebars had like the bar, so that like the handlebars aren't just gonna fall off the zip line because the rope went.
How high was it?
Right, that almost turned out bad for him.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe 20, 25 feet. High enough to be fun.
Yeah.
Definitely high enough to break an arm or a leg if we'd fallen. But I mean, when you're 11, you don't give a shit.
Yeah. It's like, I break it, and my mom takes me to the emergency room. Oh, well.
I love that. He's like, he's going to call the cops from a treehouse?
I mean, I would not be surprised at this point
right.
if you had a working phone over there.
That is a long way to go freaking that way. Oh, look, hedge clippers. Go back! Run away!
And they got a little air. So defeated. Would have been more sense to just take the ladder. All those neighbors are out of town, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's like the neighbors look over. What the hell's going on over there?
Well, yeah, because they've already robbed every house in the neighborhood.
Oh, yeah, same neighborhood, yeah. Yeah, before I remember that they were the wet bandits, I'm like, did he flood this house?
Like, did Kevin flood the house?
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, because you're going to be in prison a lot longer after you kill a kid.
Right. I love this. They're like, we're going to do everything to him that he did to us.
How did the old man find him?
I don't know. Maybe he saw him running through the neighborhood.
Yeah, taking his evening stroll.
While he was out salting sidewalks and shit. Have you seen the meme going around on Facebook where it's Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern from like today, and it says something like these two escaped from prison. If you see them, call the police or whatever.
Yeah.
He's just like, bye, you bitches. Still got to leave the cookies out for Santa.
Yeah, I wonder if he cues in when he realized no one ate them. Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3. 7. Or 5 kids, 2 parents.
I love this story, and it's even funnier when you say that that John Candy made up all of his own dialogue in this movie on the fly, like he ad-libbed it all. The story about leaving his kid in a
where
funeral.
Where did he get that from?
Right, like all night long, and he's just like all nonchalantly like, he started talking again eventually. It's like, holy crap.
John, that's enough for the scene. We're good. He just keeps talking.
Right. Like, could you imagine Catherine O'Hara, as soon as Chris Columbus goes cut, just be like, where the fuck? Like, where do you even come up with this shit? And he was there all night with a corpse. It's Christmas morning. Time to see if Santa brought my family back.
They're all just wrapped up in boxes.
Right. With little bows.
The horror version of Home Alone. He totally saw that those milk and cookies weren't eaten.
He opens the door and, like, his mom's bloody corpse is just on the porch, and then
Kevin,
Marvin.
I did it all for you.
Out of nowhere, and
it's like the ending of Nightmare on Elm Street.
Right. Right.
Alternate ending. Fuck, better eat these cookies quickly.
Right. Like, I mean, he even decorated the house.
Yeah. The only thing he didn't clean up was Buzz's room.
Yeah. He's just like, you fucking left me.
That's good enough.
Yeah. Niagara Falls.
Two people wanted to come.
Yeah. How did you guys get here? Oh, we took the flight you didn't want to wait for.
Just your room, Buzz.
It's all magical and shit. I bought milk, eggs, and fabric softener. So I'm
How
like,
much of this movie do you know?
all of it. I've watched this movie every Christmas since I was like 9.
But you say you don't like A Christmas Story?
I do not like A Christmas Story. And I don't know why. I just never got into it. Like, I watched it when I was like, I don't know, 9 or 10, and I was like, this movie's fucking stupid.
My friend hates it because his dad made him watch it, or makes him watch it every Christmas.
Well, not only that, but I don't know if they still do it. But
They still do it, yes.
It used to be the most overplayed movie, like, in all of fucking moviedom, because, like, TBS or TNT or one of those cable stations.
I think they both do it now.
Play it. Huh?
They both do it now.
They both do it. Like 24 hours straight or something. Yes. 48 hours straight,
like
whatever.
8 o'clock like, Christmas Eve to 8 o'clock Christmas Day.
Yeah, just like, and it's like, that's ridiculous. And people watch it. People will sit there and be glued to the TV and watch it after another, after another, after another. My kids do that kind of shit, and it drives me nuts.
I want to meet a person who has sat through like 24 hours of A Christmas Story.
I don't think you do want to meet that person. I don't think that would be a very pleasant encounter. But see, look, they even pay it off where he makes nice with his kid and gets to see his granddaughter. Like,
aww.
I mean, Marley has a freaking arc. He's got development. I mean, it's great. And especially for a character that they added in, like, at the last minute. So there it is, Home Alone.
Home Alone.
Definitely on the same level as Miracle on 34th Street and It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah. All right, so that was Home Alone. Will and I both enjoyed ourselves. One of the classic Christmas movies that are watched by many each holiday season. So let us know what you think of Home Alone. Are you one of the people that you enjoy it for what it is, or do you think it gets too schmaltzy and cheesy and doesn't work? Either way, let's
And definitely,
hear it.
definitely, if anybody out there listening to this commentary right now has ever sat through 24 hours straight of A Christmas Story, we want to hear from you.
Please, especially you.
We will put you on our next podcast.
Yes, that'll be the whole podcast, and we'll watch A Christmas Story just to give you Vietnam flashbacks. But yeah, so like I said, we'll be doing
Star Wars a holiday special.
Yeah, Star Wars holiday special and Scrooge next week, and probably one more movie after that. We'll see what happens.
Die Hard, Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, one of those. Okay. Well, yeah. If you want to check us out other places, we're on Facebook, To the Last Cred, Twitter, To the Last Cred on Facebook, To the Last Cred on Twitter. That's mainly the places where most frequent and more so the Twitter. But Will, where can people find you?
At Will Avid on Twitter and William Avid Critic on Facebook.
And you can find me at Miller Farrow on Twitter. So till next time, make sure to not leave your kids home alone when you go on vacation.
Yeah, definitely make sure when you do your head count that one of them's not the little neighbor kid.